Stay tuned to the end of this video for some outtakes and more information about what happens when the interstate nearby gets closed down.
Hi, and welcome back to Purple Collar Life. In today's video, a quick experiment on how many pieces of firewood are in one round. I've got several various sizes of rounds here, and we're going to do that experiment to see how many pieces of firewood are in each different size round. Now, you saw at the start of the video, we did a cold start on the Ford Workmaster 641, the split fire log splitter, and the backpack blower. It's been really cold the last couple days. Negative temperature, so I think the coldest we got in actual temperature was -7, but the wind chill was in the -20s or -30s. We had some crazy high winds. Jennifer and I often debate on what the temperature is. I say it's the actual temperature. That's the way we grew up. She says it's the real feel, where you take the actual temperature, calculate in the wind chill, and it's the real feel temperature of everything when you're outside. So leave your comments down below. What do you consider the temperature? Is it the actual degrees temperature, or is it the real feel calculated temperature with the wind chill factored in? So you saw those cold starts, everything ran great, and I'll tell you what, using the backpack blower to clean the sidewalk off was much better than shoveling. So I'm gonna try that always first before I shovel. So this is just about my favorite size piece of firewood to throw into the inside buck stove. We've done a couple videos about why we like our firewood smaller. So this is about 4 inches by 4 inches, and I like squares like this. Obviously they're not always going to end up as squares, but when you can make a square that's 4 by 4, that's my favorite. If you're interested in why we like our firewood a little bit smaller for our indoor buck stove, I'll leave that video up above. That's actually the video that is the most commented on. Lots of debating on whether big pieces or little pieces are better for in a wood stove. Okay, so like I said, we've got various sizes here. My goal is to see how many that are about 4 by 4 I can get. We've got here a 7-inch diameter log, an 8-inch diameter log, a 9-inch diameter log, a 12-inch diameter log. Underneath there's a smaller one, but this big one I know is the one that we're all thinking about. And this is between 24 and 25 inches in diameter. Now this side edge is a little bit shorter, so 21, but the majority of the log is 24 or 25 inches in diameter. Now I'm going to use the big tool rack to stack our split firewood in, so I'm going to get these big rounds out of here. We'll start with this one. It's about 5.5 that way, 4.5 that way. Obviously a piece like this, we're just going to split in half, make 2 pieces out of it. So 2 pieces out of a 5-inch piece. Here's a 7-inch piece. This is still a little bit bigger than I like to throw in my stove. So we'll double stack it. We made a video about that. We've got 4 pieces out of a 7-inch round, 8-inch round with a knob on it. Stack it, double split it. Four pieces out of that. All right, let's remind ourselves how big this one was. 9 inches there, 9.5 or 10 there. Remember, I'm going for about a 4-inch by 4-inch piece. So there's 1, 2, 3. Up. We've got some ants. So that would have been 6 pieces, but I'm not going to put these ones with the ants in my fire stack. Give you a little bit better look at those ants. They are dormant right now because of the temperature. Today it is above 0, but they are not dead. You would look at them and say, oh, they're dead. These pieces would be fine, but they're just dormant. 14 there. 13 there. 12 there. So I'd call that overall a 13-inch round. Now this big maple I call a tipper. There's a chance that it's heavy enough to tip the log splitter over when I'm lifting it, so we'll be cautious of that. It is very green, so it's about as heavy as it's going to get. If I had somebody here with me, put their foot on this tire, it wouldn't be a problem to lift that. It's just a matter of stability. There's so much weight on the lift that it wants to tip to the side. But I don't have a helper today, so I think I'll take the chainsaw. We'll noodle this into 2 pieces. Cold start of the MS290. So here's our pile of noodles. For those of you that don't know, that's called noodling. When you cut with a chainsaw a piece of firewood with the grain rather than against the grain, and it creates all these noodles. Now this stuff makes great fire starter, by the way. Great for camping, and if we would leave it out here, the birds and the mice would come by and gather this all up. This would make great nesting material for them, but they'd probably nest places that we don't want them nesting. So to noodle up that chunk of wood, I did use the MS290 with the 20-inch Stihl Farm Boss bar on it. And you can see made it through there pretty nicely, but 20 inch was the right bar for this project because 18 and 16 would have been too short. So if you'll remember from the beginning, this was about a 24 or 25 inch round, I believe. Now what I like to do with these bigger ones is take the smaller pieces off towards me and just keep pushing the big piece back. So we'll take about that much off. Right there. We'll split that into two. So there's three so far. I think we were on 3, so that'd be 4, 5, 6, 7. Now we're making those nice square ones that I like the best. This one's a little bit bigger, but we'll leave it. 8, 9, 10. 11, 12, look at that, perfect. 13, 14, 15, and that's a little bigger. 16, that's another little bigger one. In fact, we'll split the difference here. We let that last one go a little bit bigger. 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Do the same thing, we'll just split little pieces off this side. Push the rest back out of the way. Well, this was quite the video to shoot. We've gone through 2 cameras, 2 phones, the GoPro multiple times. The cold weather just is not conducive to recording equipment outside. But I think we got it all, or at least we can piece pieces of it together. And we ended up with 38 pieces from that one 24 or 25 inch maple round. You can see these are pretty good sized big pieces. They're actually a little bit bigger than I would normally leave them, because I knew we'd get comments that we were making more pieces because we were making them smaller. So that piece is about 5 1/4 or 5 1/2. Some of these are right about our size. That one's 4 1/2. Obviously this one's longer but narrower, so 6 3/4. But lots of great maple in there. Thanks for watching. This was a fun video to shoot. I'm always curious when I have a round that's beyond the normal 8 or 9 to 12 inch, that you're going to get 4 to 6 pieces out of. When you've got those bigger rounds, I'm always curious, how much firewood would that make? So now we know about 38 pieces out of a 24 inch round. You can see we've got it all stacked here in the big tool rack. I'm going to take this up to the woods and stack it on top of that red oak we've been splitting and stacking. And this will be future firewood, probably for next year or the year after. Great use of the big tool rack here. Everything did a pretty good job cold starting, from the MS290 Farm Boss chainsaw, which hasn't been running over a month, the log splitter, the tractor, the backpack blower, which hasn't been run since we blew leaves. And again, we are lower than normal temperatures here in northwest Pennsylvania today. We're not sub-zero today, but pretty cold, and there is still some wind chill out here. Thanks for watching. If this video informed or entertained you in any way, we'd appreciate if you give us a thumbs up. If you like videos like this, click that subscribe button if you're not already following us, and we'll see you again the next time. Let's get all our toys put away here.
This is what it looks like when interstate traffic is rerouted during a snowstorm onto the rural roads of northwest Pennsylvania.